back everyone, and it's time to go boosty! Now you guys all know how insane that Naruto vs Ishiki fight was, right? 10 out of 10 greatness.
Wait, why is Ishiki panicking? Oh my lord!
Oh my lord, what's going on right now? What? Yo! Yeah, it was lit, but I bet you've been asking yourself, ABD, just how damn strong is Naruto's new Boruyan mode?
You bet your sweet Bippy I did.
Well, today we're gonna be going balls deep into exactly how strong Boruyan mode is, since the anime retcons some of the information we all learned from the manga. So this is kinda an updated video from the one we did previously, which I will put in the pinned comment for you to binge watch after this one as well. Naruto's new power is completely busted to a degree that is more than you actually think.
No way.
So in order for us to put this newfound strength into perspective, first we need to go over what things were like prior to this transformation. We need to scale Jigen and Ishiki's power level so that we can deduce how powerful Naruto's new transformation is in the grand scheme of things, proving the fact that he is the strongest character to ever exist in the Naruto series. Now what do you expect, man? The shit's called Naruto. The guy's gonna be the strongest. He's the protagonist. That's the standard shonen rules. When you unlock more drip, you become the most powerful, right? My man got drip now, bro. Drip! Shut your Now cast your minds back to chapter 37 when Naruto first got his ass whooped by Jigen, just like my mother did to me when I got bad grades. Keep in mind, Jigen was a weakened, incomplete version of Ishiki Otsutsuki that was unable to house his true strength. This is because he was using Jigen as a vessel who wasn't 100% compatible, which is why, of course, Ishiki used to simp so much for Kawaki. Now, one thing I do want to address in this community, how dare you guys be cussing out my friend Harrison in that last chapter review, saying Kawaki. Yeah, you're taking the piss out of Sexton. How dare you guys? It's just a bloody accent. You know that's one of our pals, right? We mispronounce everything on this channel. That's the je ne sais quoi. That's the flavor of this channel. That's what makes us unique. I'm so stupid.
So true.
Anyway, as we all know, the plan to get Kawaki's cheeks failed due to Kashin Koji forcing him to resurrect in Jigen, the lesser vessel, back in chapter 47. Despite that though, Jigen at that point in time still managed to go toe-to-toe with a clone of Jiraiya, one of the legendary Sannin, who had even been programmed with perfect Sage mode. At only around 10% of his power, he was bodying him. Koji eventually defeats a weakened Jigen, but once Ishiki appeared in his full form, it was completely game over. Even after Kashin Koji uses basically his full arsenal of attacks, even the frogs that destroyed Konohamaru when he defeated him in within 3 seconds, which the anime is trying to point out that Konohamaru is an elite Jonin, a cut above the rest. One of the main abilities Ishiki had whilst using his Jigen body was the ability to absorb all ninjutsu with the Karma Seal powers, meaning only physical combat worked against this dude, whether it be hand-to-hand taijutsu or a weapon like Sasuke's katana. However, once resurrected as Ishiki Otsutsuki, he can no longer use those Karma Seal powers. Instead, he's capable of something much stronger, faster, and convenient. Chota mate for me to explain that. Naruto claims in chapter 37 that Jigen had incredible strength that is hurting him. At the same time, he was constantly manifesting rods in their bodies that were zapping chakra away from them.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
Jigen was bodying our two favorite protagonists. This statement is also further proven as he was able to completely kick straight through Sasuke's perfect Susanoo with no issue whatsoever, and this was at a speed so fast that Sasuke couldn't even react in time. Even in chapter 38, when Sasuke and Naruto were still able to land blows on Jigen, it didn't do any significant damage, and he tells them that, bruh, stop wasting your chakra. I'm only playing around here and you guys are flies to me. You're getting bodied. It doesn't even matter how much manpower you throw at Jigen, as even hundreds of Naruto's Sage of Six Paths shadow clones got bodied by Jigen. In fact, at 100%, he was so fast that he duped Naruto and Sasuke into jumping into the air, but already appeared behind them before they even realized.
I'm fast as fuck, boy.
Both Naruto and Sasuke using taijutsu at the same time against Jigen was proven useless. He could block all their attacks and use his Ant-Man powers that allowed him to shrink to an atomic level, where only Sasuke and his Sharingan could see him. But even then, he could still absorb attacks in this form. At least Momoshiki struggled against taijutsu, right? Which proves once again that Jigen is a cut above the rest, even in an imperfect vessel. Anyway, that's all before his resurrection. When Ishiki was reborn into his faulty vessel, we witness how much more broken he is. Ishiki has a brand new, never before seen dojutsu, which at the moment in time is still unnamed, by the way. The anime didn't even bother to name it too. I have no explanation for that. Ishiki Otsutsuki's dojutsu is in his right eye, and it allows him to instantaneously shrink himself or any non-living matter within his gaze, and then return it to its original size at will using his technique called Sukuna Hikona. This means rather than absorbing the ninjutsu now due to the lack of karma, he only has to shrink it with just a glance of dojutsu, which now keeps his hands more free, allowing for a better defense while speeding up the process of the fight. Also, another upgrade is that physical weapons now can no longer work either against him, as he could just shrink that as well, whereas he couldn't even do that with the karma. He did this against Boruto when he tried to off himself, and even Sasuke's katana. The process happens so fast that the human eye often can mistake it as teleportation, and by using another of its abilities called the Daikoku-ten, Ishiki can store any object of his in a completely separate dimension where time doesn't flow. For example, you know the ancient cubes he has? They are definitely from a different dimension, as well as the chakra rods he constantly uses. It's likely that these objects are alien tech. These cubes are capable of interfering with the ability of sensory type ninjas such as Naruto. In the anime, the compression Rasengan, one of Boruto's strongest techniques, was incapable of inflicting any sort of damage to one of the cubes. The compression Rasengan we know was something lethal. Kakashi even stated that it could kill someone in one hit, and it was even able to destroy the hardest material known to mankind, being the pure carbon in Deepa's diamond armor. My degree in anime bullshit science can explain that carbon composes the hardest element material in the entire world. However, Naruto's Baryon mode can tank something even stronger than this element. Since it's probably alien, it means Naruto has surpassed anything a human can even do on Earth. Naruto is by far the strongest person to ever exist, since Ishiki was outright shocked that someone was able to tank this cube and then even throw it back at him. Stay tuned as we'll break down exactly how strong Naruto became. Going further on, Amada also explained to us that Ishiki was the highest ranked Otsutsuki that visited Earth, and he's also from the main branch. Ishiki is the boss of arguably the strongest foes Naruto and Sasuke have ever fought, which instantly puts it into perspective the sheer authority and power this guy possesses. Like, come on guys, in the anime, Ishiki was able to body the whole OG Konoha lineup behind the scenes. It literally took him less than a second to destroy Rock Lee, Tenten, Kiba, Choji, and Konohamaru. Trash. Now, if you guys truly want to know how broken Ishiki is, then we have done a video previously in the past. If you didn't know that and you want to watch it, the link will be in the pinned comment. But this just tells you that you need to smash the notification bell for the channel, as well as smashing the like button, because we need your support. I'll now pass on the video to Yusuf, as he will break it down even further why Naruto is the strongest ninja in the entire series and just how strong the Baryon mode is.
Okay, so now this brings us back to the point of this video. How strong is Baryon mode if this was Naruto's only chance at defeating someone as broken as Ishiki? Well, during the second battle, not much had changed. Ishiki effortlessly sandwiched Naruto between two of his massive cubes, used Sasuke like a surfboard, and had it not been for Boruto saving Sasuke from being squashed, he would have been killed. In fact, they couldn't even land a single hit on him at all, which highlights how much further the power gap between them had all risen. Ishiki Otsutsuki was completely untouchable. Now, this is where Barbarian mode really starts to come into the equation. The only reason Kurama gave it as an option is because he realized that there was no way else to win. Comparing Naruto before and after this power up during his fight with Ishiki, it's clear as day that this isn't some ordinary boost. In many ways, it resembles Might Guy's 8 Gate of Death. As before, when Naruto wasn't even able to land a gosh damn hit on Ishiki, now he's bodying him. We all saw this episode, it was 11 out of 10 and I even cried my eyes out. Naruto was prime Mike Tysoning Ishiki like it was nobody's business. And remember guys, the immense speed of Ishiki we discussed earlier? Well, Naruto pulled out that Uno reverse card here and managed to completely outmaneuver him. In fact, we get an idea of the inhumane amount of speed Naruto was moving at when he caught Ishiki charging towards him in mid-air, because the anime does a great job of displaying it by having the whole attack put into slow motion. Yet Naruto still looked to be moving at a normal speed in comparison to Ishiki. On top of that, he's even capable of not only dodging Ishiki's pesky chakra rods, but also catching them with his bare hands, along with deflecting them in mid-air, which even Sasuke couldn't do and struggled with to keep up, even whilst using his Sharingan. To break this down by combining anime bullshit science with real world science, we can begin to get an idea of how fast this must be. According to Vision Direct article regarding how fast we can see a moving object, an example being Ishiki's rods, basically since the object moving quickly still have light shining on them, the light that reflects towards the observer, in this case Naruto, will still be captured and processed. However, since image processing is a complex task and due to something called persistence of vision, the images we perceive can include not only the light that recently entered our eyes, but also parts of previously perceived images. Therefore, at higher speeds, the image an observer gets would probably be blurry, as it's an amalgamation of the moving object's position multiple times as well as an effect of the small eye movement. This is sometimes called motion blur. So you guys are probably thinking, wait a minute, does this mean that Ishiki's rods aren't really disappearing entirely? Well, not really, as according to science, there are cooler and other things that are possible. Because of the processing speed of the eye-brain system, it's entirely possible for an object to move fast enough that it doesn't even appear to move at all. This depends on speed, but also size and distance of the object from the eye. We know that Ishiki can control the size of the rods and make it small to a molecular level, explaining why Sasuke, even with his Sharingan, had troubles catching Ishiki's rods. Ordinarily, with normal senses that is, the human eye cannot see something that is traveling faster than about 550 miles per hour, at least when it's close by. So someone or something moving that fast often won't be recognized in time to warn somebody. So in order for an object to become invisible to the human eye, the object will have to move so fast that the human brain can never pick it up. So doing the maths here and there, Ishiki would have to throw these rods or manifest them at almost 50 mark. In other words, 38,146 miles per hour, all in order to be invisible to the human eye. However, considering Sasuke was barely able to keep up, along with the size of these rods, this would mean that these rods were being shot at an even faster pace, probably twice or 4 times or even 10 times this rate. There is no way for us to give a specific number, so take it with a grain of salt and accept the fact that this shit's fast. Yet Naruto can still counter it like it's nothing. And let's not act like Naruto hasn't moved at lightning speed before. This man has dodged lightning and other shit which is around 186,000 miles per second. Manga authors, when they're writing their stories, don't take this science stuff so literally. I mean, they're mangakas after all, not scientists. If we try to apply logic and reality to every feat, then the whole anime story would make absolutely no sense. However, the point still stands that reacting at those speeds or moving is completely different to interacting with an object of those said speeds and catching it mid-air. Naruto is broken, no other ninja has ever done a feat like this before. Even Sasuke himself is admitting that it's beyond human.
Thank you, Yusuf. So, in episode 217 of the anime, Naruto literally dealt with Ishiki using taijutsu whilst protecting Boruto from danger. This was unthinkable to do before Baiyon mode. As Naruto carefully places his son safely using one of Kuruma's tails, he takes on Ishiki, dodging all of his moves, clearly showing his superiority in speed. Ishiki before could blitz anyone in the universe as if it was teleportation, but now Naruto can keep up, meaning meaning that he is ascended and alien, matching the speed of what teleportation is in the Naruto universe. Now, we already explained that Naruto has a big brain now and can perceive information much quicker, but this also showcases that his body is able to move on the same level to his perception. If Naruto was able to catch up to lightning before this transformation, then Naruto with his Bion mode is for sure faster than the speed of sound and lightning, as Naruto's punches were clearly breaking the sound barrier in the fight against Ishiki. But now it's also likely that he is closer to the speed of light than he was before and much faster than the speed of sound. Remember guys, the speed of lightning is different from the speed of light. Now obviously if Naruto was faster than the speed of light, he would be able to instantaneously teleport to wherever he wants, and it doesn't seem like that's the case, henceforth I said closer to its speed. Ishiki is crazy fast himself anyway, so the effects of this speed are not shown due to relativity. Naruto is probably the best taijutsu user in the world. He uses multiple fighting styles at once. He uses the Hyuga Clan Gentle Fist, boxing, and then martial arts during the fight. No one has shown that much versatility before, proving the fact that Naruto is a cut above everyone else. Ishiki couldn't keep up with his counters or expertise in the fighting experience right after Naruto gained this ability to keep up with his speed, which proves that it was one of the only major issues Naruto had against him before. Naruto is even handicapped in this fight since he isn't allowed to use all of his jutsu unlike other opponents. Naruto is only able to Rasengan him during his own blitz and avoid it being shrunken due to his sheer speed. Other jutsu would have just been a waste of time since Ishiki's dojutsu would have gotten rid of it, and Kurama told him to conserve as much as he can. If you compare this fight to against Momoshiki, the second strongest Otsutsuki and character in the whole show, Naruto had everything in his arsenal and Sasuke's help to land his blows and jutsus upon him. But this time around, he doesn't need anyone's help, nor does he need to use his powers. Momoshiki cannot use the jutsu that Ishiki has to shrink things with his eye, nor does he have his speed or power. Momoshiki has to use his hands to do something more inconvenient by absorbing with the Rinnegan. This clearly means that Naruto in Bion mode would body Momoshiki, Kaguya, Kinshiki, and anyone else all on his own. Because if he can match Ishiki's speed, that is seen as teleportation according to Sasuke. For example, look at the scene when Naruto blitzes Ishiki in the sky, blasting him into the waterfall. That means Naruto would be able to blitz Momoshiki fast enough for him to not even be able to use the Rinnegan to absorb anything in time. He would die instantly to a Bion mode Rasengan. Boruto dodged Momoshiki's taijutsu with the use of the Pure Eye, predicting his movements. If Momoshiki can't dodge a Boruto Odama Rasengan, then what the hell is he gonna do against Naruto? He can't match his speed or even Ishiki's. In fact, Naruto can probably blow up the entire planet with a big ass Rasengan using all of Kurama's chakra all at once in this mode. Scaling other moments, do you guys remember when he punched Toneri? He created craters, and when Toneri split the moon in half, he tanked it with only the normal Nine Tails chakra mode, which made him planetary level already. On top of that, if we look at the big Odama Rasengan he gave to Boruto to kill Momoshiki, that shit went out of space into the stratosphere. Now imagine a Rasengan in Bion mode with all of the Nine Tails chakra at once being used if the scenario was given. The planet would have been nuked per se. Naruto definitely had the destructive power to do something insane, where an entire country with everyone inhabiting it would have been destroyed with one Rasengan if he wanted to do something stupid like that. Now if you think about it, Ishiki is absolutely busted and is an alien life form that has probably eaten many chakra fruits in his past, whereas humans cannot eat these fruits. Orochimaru reinstated that fact in Boruto episode 175. We essentially know he is the strongest character we have ever come across in the entire series apart from the Sage of Six Paths. Ishiki can tank more than any other person, and even still he kept up with this Bion form and managed to choke out Naruto. But ultimately, in this form, Naruto shaved off 19.5 hours of his life. But I think if this was a normal human being that went up against Naruto, like you or me, we would instantly die due to the combination of pain we will suffer and our soul leaving our bodies instantly. At the end of the day, this mode is like an ultimate self-destruction. As long as you go near the enemy and hit them, ding ding ding, you will win. Regardless of the power level of his opponent, Naruto's ability itself is broken. He simply just takes away your lifespan with every hit. He is killing your soul. It doesn't matter who you are. If you are Hagoromo, the Sage of Six Paths, with enough time and enough hits, you will die. Now I know there is the argument of Naruto getting beaten down by Ishiki by the end of his Bion mode, but to clarify, we are referring to Naruto's power whilst his Bion mode is on. Obviously there is a clear flaw to Naruto's Bion mode, which is limited by the fuel to this power being the life force and chakra of Kurama. The moment Naruto runs out of fuel, Ishiki literally stomps him. However, all of this speaks volumes, not to just Naruto's power, but the power of the Tail Beast in Bion mode itself. Killer Bee, for instance, might not produce the same amount of energy output as Naruto's Bion mode, due to the Nine Tails literally being a much stronger beast. Anyway guys, I hope we broke down Naruto's Bion mode good enough for you, and explained to you guys why it is broken as hell. Legit, Naruto just really is the GOAT, isn't he? Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe and ding that notification bell, of course. Check out the merch in the description down below, and we'll be seeing you guys next time.